sailors of USS George Washington are dedicated to readiness and mission accomplishment.
That's right, and this dedication can be seen in many ways. Whether it's our fellow sailors on the flight deck launching and recovering aircraft, or our shipmates down below powering the ship through the water, GW sailors are always ready to rise to the task at hand. We kicked off the 2004 deployment just 13 months after the previous deployment. In that brief time ashore, we completed a record-breaking 6-month planned incremental availability. The ship's intensive workup cycle saw victory after victory as individual divisions and departments adopted the tactics of consistent operational success. As the deployment date drew nearer, our friends and family were invited aboard to see what life at sea is like during a day-long Tiger cruise. Also, organizations like the Enlisted Family Support Group came together to help inform friends and family of just what was going to be happening in those months at sea. Our friends and family saw the ship off in January, and we got revved up for what would become an incredible time at sea.
All over the ship, departments started racking up impressive numbers, like the Aircraft Intermediate Maintenance Department. Over the course of the deployment, AIMD would repair and calibrate nearly 4,000 individual pieces of gear.
Without us, it would just be a carrier. They have to have people who know what they're doing and are able to keep them going and keep them in the air safely.
We aim to be good stewards of the nation's resources, and our AIMD department helps save time and money by consistently maintaining, repairing, and preserving all of the tiny components that keep the aircraft in the sky.
You're working on a billion-dollar machine that's going to protect and serve. It's just an awesome feeling working on the bird and then seeing it go up with no problems.
AIMD turned it to a 24-hour round-the-clock fix-it shop and kept aircraft engines available 100% of the time.
When a plane goes down, it's our main priority to get it back up and make sure we're flying the skies.
AIMD earned the prestigious Black E Award for their efforts during the deployment, but like all departments on the ship, they couldn't have done it without some help from their shipmates. AIMD worked closely with the supply department throughout the deployment to ensure that parts and materials were always on hand when needed and to keep combat logistical readiness high. Supply also brought aboard a variety of things sailors need to stay mission ready. Weekly vertical replenishments brought food, mail, and other supplies aboard to keep morale high and sailors mission ready.
We have a great time in supply. A lot of times we're kind of behind the scenes. This is normally a storeroom that we issue parts out of every day to keep the jets flying, keep this ship steaming.
Other departments saw to even more details needed to ensure success. Combat Systems Department, or CSD, maintained the thousands of computer systems aboard the ship and strung more than 20,000 feet of fiber optic cable to keep GW sailors in touch with the mission and in touch with home all throughout the deployment.
On board USS George Washington, we embrace the concept of training like we fight and fighting like we train. All hands become basic damage control qualified shortly after checking aboard. Every GWC warrior here is ready to serve as part of the ship's firefighting team. Training is essential to maintaining and sustaining mission readiness. During the workup cycle, our damage control department put us through our paces with general quarters drills to ensure that we would be more than ready to sail into hostile waters.
Here on GW, our main line of business is launching and recovering aircraft. During COM2X, we welcomed aboard all the squadrons that would accompany us during the 2004 deployment. The concept of one team, one fight helped our crew and the embarked air wing come together to complete the mission at hand. George Washington's Air Department earned their third consecutive Yellow E Award for excellence as the best carrier air department in the Atlantic Fleet.
Air Department also racked up a staggering number of other accomplishments. 39,907 aircraft moves, more than 2,365 elevator runs, and the movement of over 1,967 tons of ammunition. During some of these carefully planned evolutions, Air Department found themselves working in unison with other departments for mission success.
Air Department helped deliver the explosive capabilities of GW right on target. Weapons Department assembled 76 tons of precision-guided munitions and 237 air-launched missiles in direct support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. WEPs earned many accolades of their own, like an unprecedented 10th Black W Award, proving they're the best carrier weapons department in the Atlantic Fleet.
Engineering is one department that our ship firmly relies on. They're responsible for maintaining nearly every major piece of equipment on the ship. From aircraft elevators to air conditioners to the sewage system, engineering is everywhere.
We pretty much support everything from the catapults all the way down to the very bottom of the ship. If it's made out of metal on board, we can remanufacture it, we can fix it, we can re-weld it, we can remachine it.
Engineering helped GW excel to great heights during the Commander Naval Air Force's planned maintenance system evaluation. We scored a 93%, the highest score ever for an Atlantic Fleet aircraft carrier.
We are a command that a lot of other commands have heard about, and I think it's very impressive that we maintain the high levels and high standards that we do.
We owe a lot of our quality of life to the ship's engineering department. Every time we enjoy a warm meal or a hot shower, we owe our thanks to the engineers. While on deployment in the Arabian Gulf, we made fighting complacency an essential part of the mission. GW sailors keep themselves busy underway by coordinating events like karaoke nights with the ship's Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Office, or putting together group workout routines. The GW lifestyle is sailors first, mission always. While underway, we enjoyed a healthy and active lifestyle. Our safety department helped make sure that whatever sailors do, they keep operational risk management in mind. When working around heavy machinery, forgetfulness and complacency can become lethal. Safety department tours the ship daily, looking for any hazards that might be lurking high or low to harm sailors and impair the mission.
Safety on board George Washington is very important. With all the sailors on board and all the activities we're always doing, there's always room for incidents to happen. So we have to have an aggressive program to keep mishaps down and keep our sailors safe.
Medical keeps an eye out for sailors in the sweltering Gulf temperatures and frequently sponsors classes and outreach programs. They help sailors become aware of hazards like heat stress and are constantly working to help us develop a healthy lifestyle. Our medical department received the Gold Star Award for their efforts, the highest award for quality health promotions in the fleet.
The USS George Washington has continued to play a major role in world events. During Iraq's transition to democracy in the summer of 2004, we were asked to stay behind in the Gulf for support. It was a longer deployment than usual. The ship extended its schedule from 50 days to 91 days of combat operations.
GW deployed planes in support over Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, and anywhere else they were needed in support of operations. Tensions were high in the Middle East, and nearly 300 hours of combat patrol flights helped to stabilize the region. We headed for home late in the summer of 2004 and began the last phase of what would be a stellar operational cycle.
Mission readiness was never higher than at the end of the 2004 deployment. All over the ship, sailors had perfected their skills. GW is made up of more than a dozen different departments, and each one is vital in mission success. With mission readiness this high, GW wasn't about to start taking it easy. After deployment, we took up the role as the nation's surge carrier and prepared for the future. We welcomed aboard training squadrons like the new FA-18 Super Hornets. Also, we offered our flight deck to junior pilots to achieve their final certifications. GW capped off the year with heavy surge sustainment and mustered with the entire strike group to show our stuff.
No matter where in the world or what the mission is, our ship will continue to exemplify the spirit of freedom. GW maintains the highest standards for aircraft maintenance in the Atlantic Fleet.
That's right, and the excellence of the entire crew can be seen everywhere in the incredible material condition of the ship they sail. Now, results this good don't happen by accident.
Superior maintenance management, operational leadership, and devoted sailors guarantee that GW will arrive on station ready to fight and win. The USS George Washington stands ready to go anywhere, anytime, in support of national policy and to spread the spirit of freedom.